Hi, my name is James Shepard, CEO of Transaction Expert, and I'm really excited to talk to you today about 4 sources of capital, working capital for your small business, and also to talk about a special live event. If you're watching this video before April 13th, 2015, then you can get in on the live event, which is April 13th, 2015 at 4 p.m. I have several experts, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Or if it's after that, you can click the link below this video to go watch a replay, okay? But today I want to talk to you about these 4 sources of capital. And again, we're going to be talking about them this week, and we're also going to have a big live event coming up to talk more about it. But there's really 4 ways that you can primarily get money to grow your business. Now, number 1 is traditional financing. And so this is where you've got to go to your local banks and get financing. These are normally for larger projects where you have a business plan. Also, it would apply to businesses that have been around for a little while, that have some personal credit, some business history, profitable companies that have assets. These are the types of businesses that can get traditional bank business loans. And I have Steve Koval, who is my personal financial consultant for our company here. He's part of a large organization called B2B CFO. Has about, I think, 20 or 30 years experience as a CFO for banks and other institutions. He's going to be on this live event talking about how to get traditional funding. But to give you a general overview, basically this loan, the traditional bank financing loan, is really about 2 things. Number 1, it's about your business performance and personal credit. So be prepared to give a personal guarantee for the loan. Be prepared to get a really low interest rate, which is the good side. You're going to get a low interest rate. You get a long period of time to pay it back, so it's really a good deal. But also be prepared to wait a little while. Probably going to take you 60 to 90 days to actually secure the financing from the bank. The second thing it's about is really connections. Who do you know in your local area? This is where being involved in your local community becomes important. Local banks want to invest in local businesses that are profitable, that have assets, that have a good management team in place. And so these are all things that are very important to the bank. The bank is going to, in their mind, what they're asking is, what happens if you, the owner, get hurt? Does that mean your business is out of business? Okay? Or do you have a good team in place? Do you have assets, or do you just have debt? Are you positive cash flow, negative cash flow? These are the types of questions that traditional banks are going to be asking you. The second type of loan, which is also going to be discussed by Steve Koval on our live event, is SBA loans. And so these are very similar. The big difference, of course, being that the requirements are a little bit lower because you're really going through the government. And so we're going to talk about government funding, government-backed loans for small business. There are many different types of financing you can get from small businesses. I'm even going to talk a little bit about tax credits. Our company here, Transaction Expert, we actually got an $85,000 tax credit that we were able to, it's like a $90,000 tax credit we're able to sell for $85,000 this year. And so I'll talk to you a little bit more about tax credits and how you can make sure you're getting the most out of that. That's a great source of free capital. But SBA loans we're going to talk about in depth on the live event, and really how to qualify for those and what the next steps would be in order to get an SBA loan. So there's the first 2. The second 2 types of capital are more for your short-term working capital needs. So this could be you have an opportunity to grow your business. Maybe it's to open a new location. Maybe you have a situation where you can get something at a steep discount and you need to buy in bulk. Whatever it could be, just short-term cash flow constraints. There's really 2 ways you can get money there, and these 2 ways really don't include the personal guarantees as a general rule. They're not going to include, you don't have to have good credit for this. This is more of a non-traditional type loans, and there's 2 we'll talk about in the live event. We have Helen McQuain she's from Strategic Funding, and they've funded about $500 million, $500 million to small business owners in non-traditional funding. So she's going to talk about when that makes sense, what is required in order for you to be able to get one of these loans. But there's 2 primary types. The first one is going to be a merchant cash advance, and that's something our company works with our clients because we do offer merchant services. And this is pretty simple. You're basically selling your future credit card processing sales and getting a factor rate now. So the benefits of it is that you get the money really quickly. There's not a lot of requirements other than you have to have some credit card processing volume and you have to be in business for over a year. You can get these loans without really a personal guarantee or a personal credit. So it's a great way to get fast funding if your business type has a lot of credit card volume. So if you're doing $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month in credit card transactions through your business on a regular basis, very steady with that, probably you can get a merchant cash advance very easily and very quickly. They usually fund within 3 to 5 business days. So if you have a short-term need, you want to go to the merchant cash advance if possible. Again, the interest rates obviously are going to be significantly higher because the risk is a lot higher. The fourth type of loan that we'll talk about is non-traditional financing, where something like a receivable loan or ACH loans, they call it. So these are revenue-based financing. So this is where a company like Strategic Funding will look at your company and they'll look at your overall revenue. Do you have recurring revenue? Is one way they would look at it. Or do you have a business that's very consistently doing $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month in revenue, even though your merchant services might not be very much? So you might have more of a business-to-business type situation or model. Different companies like that where you've got the revenue to justify a loan, but you don't have the credit to justify the loan. You haven't been in business for 5 or 6 years, for an SBA loan. You have a lot of constraints in that way. Then you might look at a revenue-based financing option where, again, the interest rates are going to be higher, but you can get approved pretty easily and you can get the money very quickly. So no matter where you're at in your business right now, it's very important you're aware of all 4 types of financing, because there may come a point in the life of your business where you need one or more of all 4 of these types of financing options. As your business grows, of course, you're going to migrate more towards projecting your cash flow needs and going to traditional banks, going to traditional financing through SBA loans. But as your business grows, or when things happen that are unforeseen, you're going to need to be familiar with non-traditional loans like the merchant cash advance and the revenue-based financing. So my name is James Shepard. Thanks for watching this video or listening to our podcast. If you're a small business owner, put it in your calendar. Make sure that you attend our live event, April 13th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be interviewing Steve Koval, who has decades of experience working with bankers and traditional financing. Then I'm going to be interviewing Helen McQuain, who also has lots of experience working directly with Strategic Funding that offers financing to small business owners that's non-traditional, money that you need to get right now, right away, without all the requirements. So I'm going to interview both of them, and you're not going to want to miss that. Now, if you're listening to this or watching this after April 13th, 2015, make sure you go to our website, transactionexpert.com, or click on the link below this video to go to the replay page, and you can watch the replay of this event, okay? My name is James Shepard. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great day today.